Turn on your video, bro.
Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of the JE Knows Ball podcast. My name's Ethan. I'm a native resident of the DFW area, and I am a Sixers fan. Jesse, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, what's up, guys? I'm Jesse. I also hail from the DFW area because Ethan and I live like 5 minutes away from each other. My favorite teams are the Mavericks and the Magic. So I'm a loser, but on the court myself, I'm a baller. I'm a winner, you know. But I still like to watch the game because I'm a basketball mastermind.
All right, let's get straight into it. All right, so big news out of the league. Bradley Beal got traded yesterday from the Suns to the Wizards. So I kind of wanted to. Why are you laughing, bro?
I'm not. I'm not.
Okay,
No, we're doing great.
I wanted to kind of talk about like the implications for the league, right? Because now the
Yeah.
Suns have KD, Booker, um, Beal, and Aiton all on their team now, and since they make like 140 combined salary yearly, that's already over the cap, and so now they have to fill up the rest of their the rest of their roster with just like minimum contracts. So, what
Wait,
players do you think we're
I
gonna
actually didn't know
see?
that. Like, Dome three, like take up the
No,
salary cap.
them four.
Oh,
Beal,
Dome four. Oh,
Booker.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's like 20 million over the salary cap already. So
Wait,
the Suns are like they're gonna need like the two-way contracts to fill out the rest of
they're
the
actually gonna have
roster.
Argentinian Uber drivers backing up the bench, bro.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. But like I have the roster up right now, so I'm gonna see like
Okay,
Cam
let's see.
Payne, Torrey Craig, Darius Baisley, Bismack Biyombo. Actually, no, I think they have Bismack, Damian Leed, Josh Okogie, TJ Warren, Jock Landale, Terrence
You,
Ross.
you know, you know what Mikhail Bridges said? Never trust a man whose name is Bismack, bro.
He actually said that?
Yeah. I mean, they're friends, but like,
That's crazy. No, that's crazy. I'm looking at it and like they have like six players on minimum deals. I think it is. I'm on
and they
Basketball
got
Reference if you
one
want to pull
point
it up.
guard.
Yeah, so they're gonna have they're I think okay. Right now they're gonna have two guard. Their guard combo is definitely gonna be Booker and Beal, and they're both kind of like combo guards ish, which is gonna be like an interesting fit. I was
Yeah,
actually me and Jesse discussed this before the podcast. Like Booker and Beal are not really known for being able to assist much, but I look at their stats and like Booker averages like 7, 6 assists, and then Beal is the same. I don't know if that's because they're really ball dominant, but if you just take it at like face value, they seem like all
yeah.
right point guards. They can maybe pass it to each other, pass it to the KD, stuff like that, right? And KD himself is like a pretty good basketball mind. He can probably dish it out a little bit of himself as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, what the? Oh, sorry.
You could.
I'm having some tech issues. Okay. No, I mean, like, I have to admit, I haven't watched like that much Suns basketball aside from the times like they play my teams, like the Mavs or the Nuggets or something. When they get blown out. But I think, like, I don't know, just from a traditional like standpoint, like you have to have like a point guard running the offense. Which is like, I don't know, like obviously KD's there right now, but before CP got there, like the Suns were trash with just Devin Booker, and I feel like actually like I feel like Devin Booker and Bradley Beal and KD like their play style just doesn't run the offense like CP does. So and they're all like super talented players, so I feel like they could make it work. It just had to be like a super like I don't know San Antonio Spurs style offense, like just
Yeah.
throwing it around, slashing around.
I'm thinking about like it's definitely gonna be Booker bringing up the ball because like he's been the most loyal to the franchise. He'll probably be bringing it up most of the time. But then like I don't the spacing of the floor is kind of interesting because Bradley Beal isn't
Uh,
really known for his three-point shooting. He's more known for his driving and his
yeah,
mid-range.
slashing.
Yeah, which is literally the exact same game as Book. Well, maybe not the exact same. Book also has
Well,
like a
but Book's a shooter. Book's a shooter.
yeah, Book has a little bit of three-point shooting, but like I just can't see like KD and the starting lineup's actually about to be like Booker, Beal at the one and the two, KD maybe at the three, Aiden at the five, and
Josh
then they just they have John
Jock
Landale playing them.
Landale. No, I think they're gonna have Josh and Kogi at the four, and then Aiton at the
Oh
five.
no, no, this is so bad.
I
No,
mean,
okay.
like defense wise, this team is gonna suck too.
Yeah, that's another thing I had like, cause like before it was CP3 running like
And
locking
like
down
yeah, like
defenders.
Kogi was like the defensive anchor, and like
Right.
CP3 is like fast. He can get steals.
I think he was regressing a little bit, but he was still like all right on defense, right? He led the league in
Yeah.
steals a few times before, but now we're gonna have Bradley Beal, which is a little bit questionable. And I can just see like so many holes in the Suns defense, like Booker, Beal, um, I don't the fucking G leaguer they get to play there for, right? That I don't like that a lot.
Darius Baisley's gonna be playing minutes on this team. This is crazy.
Yeah,
Saban Lee.
yeah. I actually don't know who. I'm pretty sure Saban Lee played for the Sixers at one point. Like he was like on the two-way contract.
Wait, why did the Suns throw in Landry Shamet on the deal?
No, because I guess that was the only way like the Wizards were gonna be like, okay, Beal, you can go here, but also like the Wizards had to like appease Beal, right? That was the only way he was gonna get
Right.
traded out of there. But would you rather give up Beal for literally nothing and like keep him hostage there, maybe get your fans a little bit of more excitement, like the few years he's left on his contract, or
Well,
actually
I don't
get
think
like,
like
yeah,
I don't think like the DC like front office had like that big of a say in the deal too, because I think he had a no trade clause, so he could like just do whatever he wanted. Like he could take whatever
right,
offer he wanted.
right. But like if DC didn't want to okay, so the reason why they committed to a rebuild is because they traded Bradley Beal. If he was like, I need like zero in return, literally just give me straight up to Phoenix for nothing, then DC would have just been like, nah, your ass is staying here. We is not letting you go for nothing. You know what I mean? So they had to the
Yeah.
Suns had to throw in like something to make it. And that's like the four second round picks, the pick swaps, and Landry Shamet, I guess. I have
Like
I don't
Chris,
know.
a 40-year-old Chris Paul still having
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all-star
Chris Paul's
training.
getting bought out though. So if the
Yeah.
Wizards are able to flip Chris Paul for some more assets, that might look kind of good. But I want to circle back to the contract. So obviously we know the rest of the Suns like roster is going to be terrible. But I also want to talk about the future implications of this. The new CBA comes into effect 2 years from now. And this has kind of been like a big shocker, right? Because teams were already dealing picks in like 2027, 2029 before this new CBA was announced. And now that the teams that have already traded their first round picks away, they don't really care about like maintaining the okay, maybe we can get it in like in the between years. Because the way the new CBA works is that the most highest spending teams are going to be at the bottom of the draft. So I think it's like if you spend the most amount of money in the league,
Oh.
you automatically get the 30th pick. So I can the
Oh.
Suns, yeah, I can see the vision for the Suns, right? They literally do not give a shit about what happens after Booker and KD leaves. So they already
Yeah.
traded their first round picks away to like um what is it? Net like what did they trade it? Yeah, the Nets, right? They already traded it to the
Yeah.
Nets. And they were like, okay, if we're not going to be able to get those anyway, we want them to be like the least value possible. So that way we can increase our value right now the most, right? So that's why they went
Yeah.
ahead and got Beal for the salary. So to make sure, like, oh, even if we didn't have Beal, we would still have like we wouldn't have our pick. So we might as well just go all in
Just
now.
go in.
Yeah. So there's a lot of pressure on the Suns team now because if they don't win the championship within the next 2 years, they are gone. Like if you know it's like the Valley, right? You know, valleys are like
Right.
dry as shit. That is going to be the Suns franchise for like 5 years.
Dude. I just don't see why they pursued Beal. Like just I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
like
they could have
we
pursued like Kyrie or something.
yeah, like we literally we just watched this Nuggets team like go to the finals and win. Like
Yeah.
fucking bulldoze through the playoffs with well, obviously Nikola Jokic is like a amazing like number one player right now. But like yeah, Jamal Murray, who was like like Bubble Murray maybe, but like still they had like the floor plans to like a good NBA team now is star, 1 or 2 stars, maybe like a high level role player, and then multiple just good role players surrounding them. We've
Right.
seen this with like the Warriors and the Bucks in the past. And again, like the Nuggets, literally been the theme for like 3 years in a row. Even like in like Lakers, Toronto, maybe not the Golden State Warriors, but like literally the past 5 championships have been 1 to 2 stars, a high quality role player, and then several role players around that.
Yeah, I mean, like I think the like league's definitely in a good spot right now for that. Like we're definitely out of the age of the super team, which is great. Brooklyn failed terribly,
Yeah.
and I hope Phoenix fails too.
Yeah, same.
This is bad.
The other thing is that this new CBA, it's gonna make like young contracts because like when they first get drafted, like their salaries aren't that much, their contracts are not that good, but they can still be like themselves as players can be really good. We've seen that like with Luca in his second year, LaMelo in his second year, even Embiid in his second year. Those cheap contracts with really high level players are gonna become literal gold in this new CBA era. And the other thing
Uh,
about the CBA, like the new CBA, is that it's going to create more like fairness in the NBA. So people aren't going to be tanking as much. They're going to be like figuring out how to move role players around more rather than stars, which is a really interesting
uh,
development that we're going to be seeing.
Wait, how does it like decrease tanking?
Well, it's just like um if you because you're gonna have to be spending a lot less to be getting higher picks. I guess in that sense, like you would be holding out for less years because you could get those high level picks now.
Uh,
Because everybody like the chances are less to fuck with, right? Because
it's
they
just like
get
easier to be an owner instead of like
yeah,
the Hornets.
that's true too. Yeah. Um. So let's talk about like some league wide developments now that Beal is going to Phoenix. So obviously, since the Wizards are now in like rebuild mode, where do you think KP is going?
Are they in rebuild mode?
Yeah, they got a new
Oh,
GM, and then they were like, "Yeah, I can go full rebuild. Just trade Beal. We're done with this."
oh. Well, I feel like I don't know. The only trade I've heard of with KP's name is Portland for the number three
That's
pick.
that's that's what I wanted too. So that's obviously like the biggest well, that's the biggest possibility, right? But the flip side of that is that KP is definitely not worth like third pick straight up. Or like the third
Yeah.
pick's not worth KP straight up, right? Because this is gonna be a generational talent and like either Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson. So we're gonna need to see some other assets being attached to KP in order to get that third pick. And since Portland wants to win now, do you think Washington would be adding like another role player, or they'd be adding picks that Portland can then use to like swap or flip for better players?
I don't know, like, because the Wizards just like netted a bunch of picks in the Beal. Well, actually, I don't know about like, how many picks do
It's
you know?
four second round picks and some pick swaps. Like they got paper
Bro,
clips
they
for
got
it.
fleeced. What?
Yeah.
No, I heard like the Miami deal for Beal was like Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, and like a bunch of first rounds. And
That
Beal
would
declined
see
it.
that would be a lot better, but Beal want like Kevin Durant just like mind controlled Beal to go there. And then since Beal's going there, he wanted less return because like his new team obviously he wants to be as good as possible. So it was that
Yeah,
kind of a
yeah.
scenario. I'm sure if
Dang,
my
that's crazy.
yeah, I'm sure if Miami had won the deal, they would also be given like a similarly fleecing deal where they gave up like not a lot of assets.
Uh, well, I mean, going back to the Portland KP stuff, what would Portland want like fit wise?
See, like they could get like a young star, well, not a star, but like a good solid young role player like Kyle Kuzma.
No, Kyle Kuzma worth a lot. I don't think he's gonna be traded with
He's gonna be
KP.
worth a lot, yeah, but like I don't know, maybe well, it's obviously not gonna be one of these super young players. Like it's not gonna be Johnny Davis, it's not gonna be Denny Avdia, Corey
I could see like
Kispert,
a
maybe.
Corey Kispert's in like his third year or something though. He just played a
Yeah,
bunch of years in college.
he's 24 and he's like a pretty good shooter from what I know. I could see maybe a Daniel Gafford
Yeah, I was gonna think
as
Daniel Gafford,
right, but
especially like Nurkic.
Portland already has Nurkic, and if they're getting KP, I don't know if like they would want to do it like that.
I think Portland. Oh wait, they traded Josh Hart for Matisse, right? Or
Yeah, they have Matisse now.
like
That's correct.
kind of. They have Matisse, but Matisse just doesn't like. Have they been playing him? I haven't been watching Portland after the All Star break.
Yeah, he was like popping off in his first few games, and then afterwards he just kind of fell off. The flip side of that is that Portland's like was tanking after that. Like they were tanking towards the end of the
Uh,
season, so like they were just not trying to win. They were
yeah. So I guess it's hard to say, but like I feel like Portland does need like that defensive anchor, and if they're gonna keep Anthony Simons, they have the firepower with Damon Anthony. Like
yeah.
if
I
they
think
get
the
KP,
Yeah, I think the good part about Portland is if they do get KP, they're gonna have like a shit ton of spacing, right? Anthony,
yeah,
Dame, KP. I
Jeremy
think,
Grant.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant. You can have like a lob threat with Nurkic or even KP if he wants to play there. If they do trade for like a Daniel Gafford, that could also be a thing. And they have like Matisse to lock down guards now. But
What's
I
like the
like,
narrative around like Jeremy Grant right now? Because I feel like maybe like the third pick plus Jeremy for like I don't know KP, Daniel Gafford, and like another role player or two would be like a decent swap.
yeah, let me check Portland's cap space. Because that's
Oh,
also like a factor into it, right? Because KP is making, let me see, 30 million a year. And that's gonna be like hard to match up with their contracts.
hold on.
Okay, so yeah, the Blazers are above the salary cap. You guys want above the salary cap to be what? Okay, yeah. Oh, Shaden Sharp. Oh wait, that's not gonna do anything.
Sorry.
No, no problem. Yeah. So Portland has a lot of young assets that they could deal. Like they have the third pick. They have Shaden Sharp. They have Matisse if he wanted to be traded. We could maybe see them trading Simons too. Why do they have Kevin Knox on their team? What? I have no idea. Yeah.
I'm back. What were you
Um,
saying?
yeah, Portland has a lot of young assets they could trade. I see Shaden Sharp, Matisse if they really wanted
Uh,
to, Simons if they really wanted to. They have Kevin Knox on the team for some reason.
oh
Sure.
yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure. Oh, Drew Eubanks. Drew Eubanks is really interesting. Because
is he?
he
Pretty
was all
big.
right.
Oh, he's that white guy, right? He's the point
Yeah,
guard
he's
guy.
all right. So yeah, that could all be. They have a lot of assets. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like Portland was gonna be prioritizing chemistry here, so they might be keeping a lot of them.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know why Portland fell apart. Because like on paper, it feels like they have a decently constructed team.
Yeah, exactly. Probably, I don't know, because Jeremy Grant, I don't feel like has been playing up to like the hype he was coming into. Because in Detroit, he was like a borderline all-star, but now he's just
Uh,
been kind of like since he has to share the ball with them a little bit more. Like I see him regressing a little bit.
wait, no, he averaged 21 on 40% from three.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay,
Maybe he
never
was like
mind.
bad near the end of the season.
That
But
might
I know
okay,
Portland
yeah.
was like killing it at the start of the season.
We can't really judge Portland's end to the season because they were tanking. Like that's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
hard to
true.
gauge. Yeah, but I don't really see what other assets they could attach to KP. Since he has such a massive contract, they could match up with Portland's like uh
Is Nurkic
Portland
getting
doesn't
paid a
even
lot?
30. He's getting like 30 mil KP.
30 mil? Dang. No, no,
I mean,
Nurkic.
yeah, I could see them maybe moving Nurkic, but they would have to match another 15 mil in salary. So that would be like Nasir Little, Justice Winslow, Kevin Knox, Keon Johnson. So they would just be dumping bad or like young,
John
not
Butler
win now
Jr.
players to the Wizards.
Dave's getting paid 43 mil.
He like was in third of the league in scoring, and he like also had hella assists.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Last year was the best year statistically of his career.
That and for knee bag does not make sense to me though.
And for 22 mil, it's not terrible.
No, he's really good. I just like, especially with his future being like unsure.
Yeah. I mean, he's locked up for a few years. Yeah, Dame is gonna make
Yeah.
63 mil in 2026.
What? Dang. The Miami Heat really gonna pay him 63 million.
No. Okay, yeah, I would really love to see KP get traded to the Blazers because that would be a pretty good addition to the team, but I just don't see how they can get the assets done. I could definitely see like
Uh,
another team offering a way better package for the third pick, or even a way but no, yeah, just a better package for the third pick. Like role players wise, because would you rather have like one big like borderline star in KP or just like a lot of good role players to surround around Dame?
wait, there's a team I want to talk about. I think it's like, oh, the Pacers, the Pacers.
Okay, let
Because
me pull up this. Mhm.
I feel like the Pacers are pretty young, and like they're pretty promising. I just don't know why they're bad.
Um, I I don't know. Wait, Miles Turner has a front-ended contract from what I can see. So he's getting paid 35 mil this year, but he regresses to 20 mil in the next 2 years. So that's
Oh,
kind of interesting. Mm, Ben Mathurin was pretty good. Tyrese had a breakout season. Chris Duarte was pretty good. Jordan Nwora, um, Aaron Nesmith, Isaiah Jackson, they were all pretty good. I see like two outliers in the ages here, like George Hill. Oh, he's leaving after this season. Never
uh,
mind.
he'll
Yeah,
probably retire
George
soon.
Hill and James Hart Johnson are the two like old ass people. They're both leaving this year, so they're gonna have a little bit of yeah, they're gonna have a little bit of salary space.
I feel like I feel like the Pacers are lacking a good power forward. So like KP, I don't know, that could be like a sleeper maybe. But they are lacking on defense definitely too.
I feel like Miles Turner already plays kind of that four role. He's like a stretch-ish big. He's a lob threat. He can
Uh,
kind of shoot.
yeah.
He's pretty good on defense as well. He's been in Portland. He's been in Indiana for so long, I think.
I feel like every season he's in trade talks.
Yeah, that's true. Because like he's a good player. I don't know why
No one
Oh,
talks
maybe
about
they've
him
been
yet.
keeping him around. Like they've just been like half rebuilding and half contending in that gray area ish, or
No,
he's
because
just
you
been
know
left
if he was in
over.
LA, like he'd probably already be an all-star.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so you're saying they would make a push for KP? They definitely have the assets to do so. They have a lot of good young players, like good
Yeah.
salary matchups.
Hmm. I'm seeing a trade out like idea that says OG Anunoby to the Pacers, and obviously everyone wants OG Anunoby because
Yeah,
he's
he
OG.
just popped off this season.
Yeah.
I want to kind of we've kind of been digressing. I want to circle back to like what the Beal trade means for the rest of the league. Obviously, well now like we just talked about, Portland has a decision to make whether they want to commit to Dame and maybe try for a chip in these last 2 years. I feel like after like 2 3 years, Dame is like just done for. Like it's
Yeah.
over. So now we have like two options. Either Dame is traded to like a contender. In this case, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the Miami Heat,
Uh,
right?
I
Well,
could see him in Brooklyn too.
I don't know why he would go to Brooklyn though, because all they really have is like Cam Johnson, maybe Mikal Bridges is gonna be the
Just
other
from like
next
a
step.
trade standpoint.
Yeah, like he's gonna go to a contender, right? And now that Brooklyn has all these assets, I can't see them like going full. Oh, we're gonna drill in now. You know what I mean?
Uh, I mean, it's not like Brooklyn's talent is like young either though. Like
I
Cam
think they're
Johnson's
like
not
their
young.
25, 27s, right? They're about to enter their prime.
Cam
Oh, you're
Johnson's
kind of right.
27. Mikal Bridges is like 27 as well, I think.
Yeah,
26.
you're right. I'm gonna take okay.
I gotta
Gotta
go
get
in
a
like
different angle.
2 minutes.
What?
I gotta go in like 2 minutes.
All right, we'll end it soon then. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, I could see Dame going to Miami. In that case, it would obviously include Tyler Hero, maybe a Duncan
Uh,
Robinson, maybe like a Nikola Jovic, and then some picks.
yeah,
So in
because
that
like
case,
definitely if you're taking Dame to Miami, you have to like get all the shooters out of there because it changes the whole game plan
yeah, yeah,
entirely.
yeah. Yeah, so I could see them giving up Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. Oh, Duncan Robinson's kind of old. He's 29.
I mean, it's not like he needs to be young for what he's doing though.
That's true. You also got to keep it like in mind that if they get like old players, they can always just flip them for new young players on a different team that might want them.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very fluid assets, you know what I mean? Like you can literally deal them to anywhere in the league. You can get some assets back.
Dude, yeah, remember when Westbrook was on the Jazz?
Oh no. Okay, yeah, I think that'll be enough for our first episode. Thanks, Jesse, for coming on. Maybe we can do this some more in the future. Thank you everyone for tuning into the JE Knows Ball podcast. See y'all later.
See you guys.